Welcome to the R.U.N.E podcast. This is the R.U.N.E Reviews, where we will be reviewing Deadpool. So what the R.U.N.E Reviews are going to be a set of reviews that we do for upcoming movies throughout the year. And the first one up to bat technically would have been Star Wars, but, you know, everybody knows about Star Wars. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It was good.
And that was our first R.U.N.E anyway.
That was,
yeah.
True.
So the first one of the year is Deadpool. So Deadpool came out this year. It is a film starring Ryan Reynolds and a cast of extras, but really it's just Ryan Reynolds.
It's Ryan Reynolds and a bunch of people. I think the dude from Game of Thrones, he was on there like for 4 episodes.
And the dude from Silicon Valley, I can't remember his name.
But what is his girlfriend's name? Oh, she's so fine.
No clue.
Oh, Marina Baccarin.
She's so fine. When I seen her in Gotham, I was like, yes.
Yeah, she's dope. So let's get into what we think about. We'll just go around and give our overall reviews. We have a rating scale here that we are just now introducing, and the niggas don't even know about it on this podcast.
We totally didn't make this up 5 minutes ago.
Not at all. So we're going to do what I like to call the slow clap, basically reviewing scale. So 1 clap all the way up to slow clap. So 5 being slow clap. So right now I have to give it a 6 out of 5.
Oh man, we can't start out the
tears.
6s.
Tears, nigga. Nigga. This was the best comic book movie I've ever seen, and it was. And
wow.
This is me saying that, knowing how deep I care about these movies, and how deeply I care about the source material. This is the most comic book movie you'll ever see. Period.
I can't. Go ahead, Feet.
Okay. Nope. Excuse me. Just had to burp. Sorry about that. So I will say that it's definitely, well, you know what? No, like, I think Blade was also almost as comic book as this was in terms of like being true to its source material. Now, I didn't read Blade for real, but like, I feel like, so I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 claps. A 4.1, just to kind of just throw fuckery in there early on. Yeah,
that was fuckery. No need for that,
because it was a perfect version of what it is. But after I left and sat and talked and thought about it, because it's Deadpool, I don't know if it's possible for this to get more than 4.1 compared to like bigger, more impactful stuff like Avengers, or even like this Batman vs Superman joint that's about to come out, and Civil War.
Well, impactful to who? To what crowd are you talking?
Yeah, I'm a little lost.
Yeah, okay. I mean, like, the movie felt small the whole time. Even like like Ant-Man even felt bigger than this. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a knock against it per se. It's just when I left out of Avengers, the world was different. You know what I'm saying? Even when I left, and I know y'all disagree, when I left out of Days of Future Past, when I left out of X-Men 2000 or Blade, I think we saw Blade and Undergrad together, didn't we, Ceewhy?
Yep.
When I left out of there, when I left out those movies, the world was different. And this is more like, this is the J. Cole of comic book videos. Like, it's really dope, and I'm really happy that it's there. But, like, I don't need to see it again as much. It's just to reevaluate what I think about it. But I'm not like, I gotta see that again. You know what I'm saying?
So this is the thing. I've seen it 3 times. I saw it once.
I'm about to go see it again. So.
Yeah, I saw it once as a screener, and then I went and paid for it twice. And also, the only thing to kind of combat that feat, every movie doesn't have to be world changing. Like, in order for it to be as good as it is, I'll say this, for as good as it is and as detailed as this movie is. It's detailed, dog. Like, you complained about you claimed about Man of Steel, saying that it didn't stick close enough to the source material. A lot of it. That's one of your big complaints. This is nothing but the source material. Like, this is Deadpool. If you picked up a comic book, this is what Rob Liefeld drew and wrote when he was writing Deadpool.
Right.
Wrote, not draw, excuse me.
Thank God he didn't draw it.
Yeah, I know, right? So, if you want a comic book movie, dog, this is what you're looking at. Like,
I mean, so I don't, go ahead, Ceewhy. Yeah.
And you know, the other piece about it is I understand what your analogy about Ant-Man being bigger and some of the other Marvel movies being bigger. You're spot on with that. But the thing about this is like motherfucking beast mode. He's not gonna jump over motherfuckers and catch shit, but he's gonna run through that hole and he's gonna do his motherfucking job, and it's gonna be tight and he's gonna be reliable and it's gonna be exactly what you need. And it's really hard to take a character like Deadpool, and even harder to take the world that Deadpool exists in, and make something so succinct and something so tight and something so perfect, because they could have just been like, fuck the background, fuck the apartment, fuck the bar.
Right.
You know, fuck the fact that they was fighting on an old motherfucking helicarrier. You know, they could have took all of that and just been like, fuck it. I don't know if anybody else noticed that. They could have took that and just been like, fuck it. But they was like, no, this helicarrier is going to look perfect. It's going to look decrepit. This apartment is going to look perfect. The bar is going to look perfect. His girlfriend is going to be perfect. Like, they could have just cast some regular looking chick with, you know, a little bit of a good conversation, but they cast a bad chick with good conversation. She acted perfect. Like, to me, that, I didn't even think about Deadpool having a girl, but she's perfect.
Yeah.
And they set that up right.
That was the I think the biggest surprise for me was how invested I was in their little romance.
Yeah, they weren't lying.
Yeah.
It's a romantic comedy.
I have to give it a 5. I'm with A. I give it a 6 because oftentimes in moments like this, production companies forget about the details. They forget about the details that create the world, that make everything believable. And Deadpool could have been dope, because we all knew Ryan Reynolds was made to play this role. It was perfect. The way that this movie could have been fucked up is if they didn't pay attention to the details in the cast, because as much, you know, you was like, oh, they just had extras, but all them extras fucking mattered. That little fight in the bar fucking mattered. The black blind lady that was roommate fucking mattered.
Which by the way, all came out the comic book, even the black lady.
Man, the bartender fucking mattered. Even the fight scene on the Colossus. And who's old girl? Who's
now
that?
I've never heard. I know there's always
who you talking about? Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Yeah.
She's
a real character, but I don't know shit about her.
She was in, if I'm not mistaken, my nerds are gonna kill me for this. I think she was in Astonishing X-Men, the Whedon run.
Yeah, my bad. I got a phone call.
Yeah,
and they paused my shit.
I'm pretty sure she was in the Whedon run of Astonishing X-Men, but she's a fairly minor character. I think her powers got changed a little bit too, because that's not how they were in the comic book.
But the thing about her is,
she reminded me of what was it, Cannonball?
Yeah. It reminds me. She reminds me a lot of her powers now of Cannonball.
As small as her character was, I still remember her.
Okay.
I think his phone. His phone.
And my bad. And if she popped up I'm sorry, y'all. And if she popped up in another movie, I'd be happy to see her. Like let's develop that character. I hope she's in the next Deadpool, whether she makes a guest appearance or she's really there. He calls her for help or whatever.
I hope she's in the next. No, I hope she's in the next X-Men. And
that too. They put her in the suit.
Dog, this is the thing. This is the best X-Men movie.
You mean like the X-Men after this one, right?
Yeah, obviously, yeah. I mean, it's not going to be in the 80s. Yeah,
with the X universe.
Yeah, it's not going to be like.
My favorite joke of the movie is when he's like, "I'm taking you to see Charles," and he's
like,
"Oh,
before we having spoilers." Spoilers.
Oh, so spoilers.
It's a spoiler cast. I forgot to tell y'all in the beginning. Spoiler cast.
Spoilers start now. We 10 minutes in or so.
Yeah, sorry.
So my favorite joke of the movie is when they're dragging him off, and he's like, "I'm taking you to see." Colossus is like, "I'm taking you to see Charles." And he's like, "Which one, McAvoy or Stewart?" That your time is fucking confusing. And I was like, "It really fucking is." Yeah. And I'm bringing Cable in, which like I'm excited at the idea of Cable.
Just leave it at that. Just leave it at that. Right now, you're just excited. You don't know anything about him. Don't worry, dog. What they just had a Deadpool movie.
True.
That was really fucking good.
True. But you also know they're coming out with a Legion show.
I don't care about the TV, Fox TV. This what I'll say is, because I really don't care for Gotham either. So,
but hold on, you can't. You're not thinking. How the hell does Fox have Gotham? Now that I think about it, Fox does have Gotham.
Yeah.
Are they? How are they doing that?
Yeah, I mean,
Because they don't
just
own shit from DC.
licensing deals. That's
It's
I mean,
weird.
Yeah.
But what I'll say is that this is the best X-Men movie I've ever seen. Next to original X-Men. Well, I'm sorry, 2.
Can't disagree.
X-Men X2. I'm sorry.
It's
Next to
definitely.
X2.
I mean, so part of me is like, yes, it's definitely the best movie from Fox with superheroes, but I can't give it greater than Days of Future Past because that was just a bigger movie.
I don't care, but that doesn't mean it's a better movie.
It doesn't mean it's not a. Days of Future Past is not a better movie than this. I agree.
Then what's the problem?
Because I cried at the end of Days of Future Past.
But
you see what I'm saying?
But you're never gonna cry at the end of Deadpool.
Yeah, that's not what that. That's not the type of movie this is.
It's kind of like, you know what it is. It's like when you talk about this is a fucked up, random left analogy, but you know in figure skating, right?
Continue.
Go ahead.
I want to see you going with
I had
this.
to laugh at myself. So in figure skating, there's like, there's point capacities or whatever. So like your routine, the best you can get out your routine might be a 10, but then the best somebody else's routine might be a 9. And so like if you got a 10 level routine and you fuck up once or twice, you might fuck around get an 8.5. But that nigga that did only a 9 routine, they still get their 9. You kind of see how that analogy works. So like X-Men was like it had a capacity of 10, and it maybe got like I'll give it a 7.9 after watching it once or twice. And so this had a capacity of 8.5, and I'll give it an 8.7. But because it's still it's harder for me to get as invested. Because what's Deadpool like? What's Deadpool gonna do in the next movie?
It doesn't matter. What did Deadpool do in this one, dog? Like you like to worry about shit that hasn't happened yet.
I'm not worrying. I'm not saying that because I'm worried about the next Deadpool. I'm gonna love the next Deadpool, just like I'm gonna love the new Ninja Turtles movie that's about to come out,
which actually looks lit.
It looks lit.
It does. It looks way better than the first.
But I'm gonna be passionate about Apocalypse and be like devastated if it's bad.
Well,
I'm gonna be passionate about Civil War and be devastated if it's bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but that's because you're invested in those characters.
And that's the only reason why I can't give it the same number. That's all I'm just explaining my point.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's basically because you're not as invested in Deadpool's universe.
So
Right.
technically,
And it's impossible to be, in my opinion, unless you're like a Deadpool fan.
well,
Right.
this is the thing. If you're invested in the X-Men universe, then you're invested in Deadpool because Deadpool can't survive without every other Marvel character. Like that's his thing. Every other Marvel character.
Thing I'm hoping they do something like they do some allusion to, because the best parts of Deadpool that I recall are him fucking with Daredevil, him fucking with Spider-Man.
The Deadpool cable run is really good. Is somebody like washing dishes or something? What the hell was that? Anyway.
We're gonna ignore that.
What
Whatever
was
just
that?
happened to Ceewhy.
Yeah, what was that? Everybody all right?
What happened?
It sounded like somebody
you
was.
hear that?
Yeah, it sounded like it was
No.
washing
It
dishes
sounded
or
like you started a horror movie.
yeah.
Oh, nah. I don't even know what you're talking about. What the fuck? Hold on. Maybe I said hang up.
Nah, you good. It was background noise.
No, it was background noise.
Oh, okay.
What was that?
So let's get into some because y'all do know it's been 15 minutes already.
All right, let's go.
So we're trying to keep this a half an hour, y'all, but we've already went 15 minutes on this shit. So let's go around the room and give some of our favorite moments. I'll start with you, CY. What's some of your favorite moments?
Sex scenes.
Oh my god,
because
That shit was great.
That's pretty much me.
Even the Women's Empowerment Day.
Yeah.
yo, you know the funny part about that though?
That's why I fucks with my nigga Ceewhy.
When she strapped up that dildo, I was like, oh no,
Not that part.
no,
Women's
nigga,
Women's
I'm
Empowerment Day.
Oh, that was?
yeah. She strapped up that dildo. She was about to get.
He was like, oh no.
He was like, okay, I love you too, babe.
No.
No.
Yeah, no. There'll be none of that.
Yo,
That was the most tasteful anal violation of a male that has ever happened in cinema.
Well, it's not even violation.
Not violation.
He obviously was down for the crown.
You count eyes.
Right. Well,
Pulp Fiction.
those are violations.
yeah.
Those are more than violations. Like, oh my God. He said, "Are you okay?" Hell no, I'm not okay. I'm gonna get some hard pipe hitting niggas to deal with Mr. Rapist over here. I was that shit traumatized. I can't hear that song that they were playing, the crazy ass fucking saxophone. I can't hear it without feeling gross.
Let's get back to
Anyway, so sex scene, I was definitely about that because it was super comic bookish. Like, it was super comic bookish, and they did it right. And it was perfect for Deadpool. The fight scene on the freeway, that shit was dope. Yeah. And I would have to say, favorite moments was when he was in that deprivation chamber, whatever the fuck that was. The way that the way that Ryan Reynolds played the character was perfect. That was probably one of his best acting moments in the movie. Like, he was really in character. Like, it was all the way lined up with how I would expect Deadpool, or what's Deadpool's real name?
Wade
Wilson.
Wade Wilson is exactly how I would expect Wade Wilson to act.
Yeah, way more emotional investment in this movie than it had the right to ask for. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not saying that to be a diss. I'm just saying, like,
no, that's real.
You know, so I guess I'll go next. So I already said Charles or freaking Stewart. You know, blah 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 blah. Pretty much every scene with him and Negasonic, because that was just like so toned perfectly. Because it's like her character was kind of like, it's funny because Deadpool is really very much 90s humor.
Yeah,
and it survived based on just, you know, being good at what it is, and then also our love for it. But in the modern, you know, youth culture, it doesn't have as much of a place as it may have had if this movie came out in like 98 or 03 with Limp Bizkit and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, this movie would have been way better in 01 with Limp Bizkit playing in the background of every other fight scene.
You know, I have to disagree with that because, you know, to take shots is something that's so big in the moment, but to take shots now that we're all grown,
I'm taking it as like, the tone of it would have been like, we'd have been more in the mood for it. Probably if we were a little younger as well. You know, it's hard. I'm really not. That's not meant to be a shot. That's like me loving the fact that it kind of kept it to its roots.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, in the moment, there would have been less people really thinking that was funny because they thought Limp Bizkit was the shit at that moment. So the joke wouldn't have gone over as well. Right.
It wouldn't have been a joke. It'd have been like, no, it was time to fucking do some action, flips and kicks and Limp Bizkit.
Right. And then dude from Limp Bizkit would have said some shit back, and it would have been a thing, and maybe he would have ended up in the next movie, and it would have been all bad.
Right. So that, and I guess, I mean, there's so many good moments. I gotta go with the pizza scene, nigga.
Oh.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, can I go back to your Negasonic Teenage Warhead moment? The one at the very end when she was like, "You did a good job," and he was like, "What the shit?"
Yeah.
He was like, "What?" His random cussing was so good because he did it like 3 times during the movie. And he was like, "What the shit?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking perfect. Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he poked his head up from behind the car.
Yeah, I laughed way harder than I should. And I was the only one in the theater laughing, and everybody looked at me. I was like, fuck, that was funny. Fuck you.
Fuck y'all. Y'all jaded motherfuckers. All right, he poked his head out, and they tried to shoot him, and he said, whoa! Like, you can't make that fucking Krusty the Clown noise in that moment.
Crust of the Clown?
Krusty the Clown, motherfucker.
Crust of the Clown.
Did you get a couple of them out?
Get them.
Krusty the Clown. Anyway, yeah, I was like 7, so sorry. That shows you how good and funny the fucking movie is.
So, it's so many. I'll just go with some of the Easter eggs. The Xavier School from X-Men being in the fucking movie, like full-on shots. And then the one time when he said, hey, I'll just wait outside. You know, it's only like the studio had enough budget for 2 of you guys in this big-ass house.
The mansion's so big, and there's only 2 of you this whole time.
Yeah.
Almost like the studio didn't have enough money.
Right. And then the Deadpool character, the little toy, with the mouth sewed shut.
Oh yeah, that shit.
Yeah, that was good
like,
too.
This is my most prized possession.
Hey, when he said, yeah, who wants to live in a house that always gets blown up every couple years? Like, yeah, that's true. That does happen every couple years.
It does happen and it's still sad every time you see that shit.
Nigga, we saw the X Jet. I mean,
yeah,
there was a sign in the very beginning that that said Parker Industries. Shout out to Peter Parker.
Oh, didn't see that.
The Deadpool sign above the like the bar. It had famous people's names up there too, like Kanye West.
Yeah.
It had
I didn't even notice that.
It was Drew Carey was on there. Who else was on there?
That's
didn't
all I saw.
Drew Carey die? You think Drew Carey just died?
No,
he's alive.
He hosts like The Price is Right.
I thought
and Charlie Sheen is on there. Like it was good to have those that amount of people on there.
Captain Deadpool.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But did y'all hear the song when he was trying to find everybody? When he kept asking, "Where's Francis?"
Oh, what was that?
Nigga, that song, it was an original song, and it was the Deadpool. It was Captain Deadpool.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And then when he punched the girl, he was like, "I don't know, is it sexist for me to shoot you or not shoot you?"
But he was still gonna shoot her.
he was cocking the gun.
Yeah.
I was so confused.
He called Buddy a fat Gandalf. That was good.
Yeah.
There's so much good shit here. So much good shit.
Yeah. I mean,
can we with the last couple of minutes look forward a little bit?
Yeah.
Because I feel like the addition of cable, and I know you don't fuck with Fox, but the addition of Legion as a show, and just the general climate for comic book movies, it puts this could be like the Iron Man of the X-Men cinematic universe, we'll call it the mutant universe,
to kind of pull everything together.
Yeah, because Cable as a character that gives us that brings us way into a whole bunch of shit with X-Men, especially the direction they seem like they're going.
Yeah,
that gives us that gives us X-Force, who also has Domino, who's attached to Deadpool. So we'll probably get Domino in the next movie too.
Shoot, there was what's her name? Not Husk. What was her name?
Marrow was in there.
Marrow, yeah, she was in the movie.
I forgot about her. So she was in there, fucking, and so we know we got Apocalypse coming. I don't know when that comes out. Is that like the summer straight up, like May?
No, it's coming sooner than the summer. I want to say, because Civil War is next month. So
where's it next month?
Yeah.
Batman vs Superman is next month.
No, Batman vs Superman, and then after that, Civil War.
I think Civil War is May, man. Well, you know to me. I take your word for it. I figure you usually don't.
You're right. Batman vs Superman is next, and then Civil War.
Right.
So my bad. That was my bad.
Whenever X-Men comes, so we got X-Men, and Legion's. Do you know Legion's story?
Yeah. X's son, all that.
Yeah. And he killed. So Ceewhy, are you familiar? I'm just explain if anybody that doesn't.
Yeah,
know.
go ahead.
Well, do you really want to explain it if, like, they're gonna have a show about it? Like, let's
do it on another room.
Let's do it on another room.
I mean, I guess what the bottom line is, it has significant
ramifications. There you go.
They're planning with the X universe, and so I'm excited, but as usual, I'm nervously excited.
Yeah,
because they don't have the track record of Marvel. They're like 7 for 12 now, some shit like that.
Not even that, dog. I mean, but you are way more generous on these movies than I am.
True.
So, but like now you see why I was so mad at all these fucking X-Men movies, because they have the potential to do it right.
Right.
But
Deadpool
they don't.
Doesn't get made without the fucking love and affection from who leaked the footage. Did we ever find that out?
I was watching Collider Video, and the director, they did an interview with him. He was like, "Yeah, and such ruined it, leaked it." And then 2 minutes later, he was like, "Yeah, man, when I leaked it, I mean, Bill leaked it." So I was like, "Okay, yeah, he leaked it."
So for those who haven't seen it and aren't familiar, Deadpool was supposed to happen before the Wolverine movie. Not before the Wolverine, but they were planning on doing a Deadpool movie
after.
Because Ryan, what's his dude's name? Ryan Gosling, Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds wanted to play Deadpool, and they were supposed to like plan this movie out, and then it fell through. They did the Wolverine movie and basically like mutilated the character again with Ryan Reynolds. He was pissed, so they said, "Fuck that, we're still gonna do it anyway." They shot this test footage as a computer CGI like montage. In fact, like the whole first scene when you finally see it, the scene with him like jumping off the bridge into the car and fucking people up, like that got most of its, makeup from this CGI scene. And when it leaked what, maybe last summer?
Yeah, but I'm pretty convinced they were already in production by the time that leaked, dog.
I think this is just a guerrilla marketing.
Yeah, because
if there's anything that they marketed this shit to,
bruh.
Deadpool sent roses to Lala on the fucking breakfast show.
Nigga,
really?
Angela Yee, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, what do you know that Deadpool in the movie had that Hello Kitty lip balm or whatever?
Yeah.
He's only following one person on Facebook, Hello Kitty.
Nice.
Of course.
Like, geniuses. When it comes to this market, they can market my life, nigga, because I would go see that as a movie if they marketed it right. Jesus.
Yeah, we need to figure out how they get
So, just overall, again, just go over our final thoughts about what we think is going to happen next. I'll go with you, Feet, first.
So I'm hoping that they, I'm hoping that they don't beat Apocalypse at the end of this new X-Men movie. That they give us a really strong teaser to how they're going to open up the X universe now that they've rebooted the whole thing, which means that when we get Cable in the next movie, there's going to be a lot more at stake that just happens to feature Deadpool, which I think is how he's best used as a character. You know what I'm saying? It's like when he's just there as super comedy relief. So I'm looking forward to it. Great movie. If you haven't seen it already, and you're at all, if you're not a comic book fan, you should still like this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
This
absolutely.
is the most, ironically, as the most comic booky and true to this source material comic book movie I think ever. I think we all agree on that. It's also somehow the most accessible comic book movie.
Yeah.
Which is weird when you think about it.
Well, I mean, I feel the same way about Guardians of the Galaxy.
True.
Yeah.
I felt like there would be it would be way harder for Deadpool to do the numbers that it did without Guardians of the Galaxy, because now people who don't really fuck with comic books are trusting Marvel and DC and all these companies and are like, okay, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. I won't disagree with that. I won't disagree with that at all. What about you, Ceewhy? What do you think is coming up next?
Deadpool isn't new to me per se, but I've never really read any Deadpool comics. And Cable, I don't know much about Cable. I've heard his name, I've seen him before. Hasn't Cable been black at some point?
That was Bishop.
To whom I'm thinking of Bishop. But yeah, so I'm basically here. I'm gonna give a Teddy P response. I'm along for the ride. I'm just kind of here and I'm along for the ride. And I'm happy to be here, dog. Yeah.
Comic book suggestion from me. Go read Civil War, Cable, and Deadpool. It's a standalone series in the Civil War event. It happened. What was it? Civil War happened 10 years ago now, Feek? Has it been that long?
Sounds like it. I think it was 06 years.
So go read that. Cable and Deadpool is a really good book. What I think next, Fox is 1-0. I'm starting all the way over with you, Fox. Y'all not gonna hurt my feelings no more. Fantastic Four was a huge letdown. So y'all 1-0 right now. Let's see what y'all do with X-Men. And I'm just looking forward to what they do, because with them having the Fantastic Four and having the X-Men, they have enough for their own universe, and they have all of the big villains. Fox, Fox has Doom. That's all you need.
Doom, Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Mr. Sinister.
They're never getting Apocalypse or Sinister back ever. Never gonna happen. But Doom, that's a Fantastic Four villain. Right. So if they can give up the Fantastic Four, Marvel wants Doom. You do that, y'all good in my book. But hell of a job, Fox. Hell of a job. See why I didn't get your rating. How many? Claps?
No, I'm with you. I'm on a 6. I have no complaints about the movie. I feel like it was perfect. I enjoyed it. I'm about to go give them my money again, just so I can catch all these Easter eggs that you're telling me about, and then I can go do research on them. I think the movie was excellent. Yeah. And like I said before we even got on a call, I love Ryan Reynolds, so I'm happy that he's got he'll have some good consistent work for the next at least five 5 years.
Absolutely. So yeah, man, this has been another episode of the R.U.N. Reviews. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Peace.